Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. You're welcome back to the e-learning portal of CTY Model College, Ibadan. This is SS3 Economics class for week 9, the lesson 2, presented by Adirogba. And the topic is marketing of agricultural commodities. We are still on agriculture. At the last class, we discussed some agricultural reforms, some policies and schemes put in place by the government in order to improve or to increase the productivity of agriculture in the country. So today we shall continue by looking at marketing of agricultural commodities. We shall see what marketing of agricultural commodities is, and then we shall also look at the marketing boards vis-a-vis the meaning and functions. So what is marketing of agricultural commodities? Agricultural marketing refers to all the activities involved in moving a particular product from the farm to the consumer. Agricultural products marketing involves numerous interconnected activities like production planning, harvesting, sorting, packaging, storage, processing, grading, etc. So we shall look at the problems of agricultural marketing in Nigeria. It is important to understand the nature of these agricultural marketing problems so as to find workable solutions. Some of the problems of agricultural product marketing in Nigeria include the following. 1. Large number of middlemen. Agricultural product marketing is often seen as a complex process by some farmers. That is why they involve a large number of middlemen in the marketing of their products, forcing them to sell at ridiculous prices. 2. Lack of transport facilities. Findings have shown that bad road network hinders transportation of agricultural products to the markets or to the consumers. Also, unsuitability of the present transport facilities for some produce like vegetables and fruits make them difficult to transport sometimes because they start wilting almost immediately after harvest. Poor handling and packaging. Poor handling and packaging of some of these agricultural produce reduce their market value or total damage of the produce. Poor handling and packaging of green vegetables and tomatoes make it start wilting or rots as soon as possible. Poor handling also exposes the produce to physical damage and quality deterioration. The next is inadequate storage facilities and processing facilities. Improper storage facilities reduce the quality and market value of these crops. Over 20 to 30% of yearly farm harvest is lost during storage and processing. There is still improper storage for perishable agricultural products like green vegetables. Most agricultural farmers and markets lack storage and warehousing facilities, and the amount of wastage that occur due to the lack of those facilities often accounts for increased costs of marketing. The next is lack of adequate information about agricultural marketing. Most of these agricultural marketing problems can be linked to the lack of adequate information about a particular product, e.g., the shelf life, handling and storage of a product are supposed to be known before harvesting. So when these informations are not available, they won't know the proper way to handle them and they lose quality, they lose values, they start to rot, they start to perish. Also, information prior to production is also essential for the farmers or producers. Market research is also necessary to understand the consumers or the customers and their preference to identify opportunities to grow and increase profits. So if necessary market survey or research is being put in place, the farmers will know exactly what to produce, what quantity, and when the farmer has also gathered enough information before planting, they'll be able to learn how to handle the products well so that they don't lose in their value before they get to the final consumers. and they'll be able to increase their profit. A farmer or producer is supposed to be equipped with adequate information about market price and the nutrients. The next is lack of organized markets. This has made it difficult for farmers or producers to identify their consumers. They are usually forced to sell at unfavorable prices and unfavorable prices. Most times the farmers, they don't know where to sell their products. Some of them even want to export their products. They don't know how. They are being forced or being limited to sell only in their local markets. They don't know how to make their goods or produce known to the world, known to the other parts of the country. They don't know how to go about it. So they are being limited to sell their produce only in their local environment, in their local markets. So these are some of the problems faced by marketing of products in Nigeria. These are the problems farmers face when trying to get their goods or their farm produce to the market, when trying to get their farm produce to the final consumers or to the consumers. So the next we're going to look at is marketing boards. Marketing boards are organizations set up by the government to regulate the buying and selling of certain agricultural commodities within a specified area. Marketing boards are organizations set up by the government to regulate the buying and selling of certain agricultural commodities within a specified area. So we shall look at the functions of the marketing boards. So before we go to the functions, let's talk briefly on the marketing boards. The marketing boards are bodies or boards being established by the government. Are you there? They are established by the government to help farmers market their products, to help farmers stabilize the prices of their products, and bring about a more stable flow of income to farmers. So we shall see some of their functions. Their functions involves everything that is done to improve the agricultural produce in order to bargain for a reasonable prices for agricultural produce. It covers areas as far as grading, processing, packaging the agricultural produce. For agricultural produce to be for agricultural produce prices to be reasonable. So we shall see some of the functions of the marketing boards. 1. Purchase and sales of produce. They buy agricultural produce from farmers and sell them in the local market or export them. So the marketing boards, they buy goods or agricultural produce from the farmers and they sell them either in the local markets or they export them. So one of their functions is purchase and sales of agricultural produce. 2. They are responsible for the gathering, grading, and maintenance of high-quality products. They ensure that agricultural products, the quality of agricultural products improves in order for them to attract higher prices. They go as far as packaging them, grading them, processing them, in order for the agricultural products to attract higher prices even in the international market. 3. Price stability. They ensure price stability of agricultural products, first of all, by improving the quality of agricultural products, and secondly, by fixing minimum prices for agricultural produce. 4. They provide loans and subsidies to farmers. They are usually linked between the farmers and the government. They help get loans to farmers and they also provide subsidies to farmers. Subsidies, it could be in form of seedlings, fertilizers, and so on. They supply funds for research programs. They also generate or raise funds for marketing research or agricultural research to be carried out in order to improve the methodologies or technologies used in our culture. 6. They ensure the growth of cooperative societies, which assist them to purchase goods from farmers. They encourage farmers to belong to or to form cooperative societies. So they encourage farmers to form cooperative societies. It is through these cooperative societies that the marketing boards are able to meet farmers. Farmers cannot be met individually. So when the farmers come together, they form cooperative societies. The marketing boards can reach them through their various cooperative societies. So these are one of the ways or methods or tools used by the marketing boards to reach farmers through their cooperative societies. So they ensure the growth of cooperative society because we assist them to reach farmers. 7, they generate revenue to the government. So whatever they realize as surpluses from the marketing of agricultural produce will be remitted to the government's coffers. 8, manpower development through training that they give to farmers on modern techniques of farming. So they organize trainings and workshops for farmers to enlighten them on new methods, new seedlings, improved seedlings available, and other techniques that they can use to improve their cultural experiences. So these are some of the functions of the marketing boards. You can also read more on marketing boards to get more functions, because I'm going to give an assignment on this. Get more functions, and so read on some of the problems that the marketing boards could face in carrying out their functions. So today we have looked at marketing of agricultural commodities. So marketing of agricultural commodities, as I said earlier, involves everything that it involves to get the goods from the farmer to the consumers. And we have looked at some of these activities such as sorting, packaging, harvesting, and so on. We've also looked at the problems that agricultural marketing in Nigeria face. That is, the problems faced in the process of moving goods from the farmer's farm to the consumers. And we have looked at some of the problems. And we have also looked at the marketing boards. They are organizations or bodies set up by the government to help market farmers' agricultural produce, to help regulate the buying and selling of agricultural commodities. So we have also looked at some of their functions, ranging from sales and purchase of agricultural produce, improving the qualities of agricultural produce, gathering, grading, processing, packaging of agricultural produce. They also ensure price stability of agricultural produce by improving the quality of agricultural produce and then by fixing minimum prices for agricultural produce. They also give loans and subsidies to farmers to assist them. They supply funds for research programs, and they ensure growth of cooperative societies in order for them to be able to reach farmers. They generate revenue to the government as they remit surpluses they make from marketing of agricultural produce to the government. They also engage in manpower training or manpower development by training farmers. So this is where we are going to stop today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.